So basically, the house was flooding, but Biden and Kamala managed to put some cardboard together and stop it just a little bit better than some other countries. So that's our A+.
Not just a little bit better than some other countries, than every other country in the G7.
So they're cardboard trying to cover up the flood.
Yeah,
is a big gold star in your book.
I don't think that they could have done anything more. What else could they have done? Oh,
dude, I'm not the president. There's
exactly.
I mean, bro,
so you want to assume that they could have done more, even though, sit down, piss boy, sit down. Quite frankly, sit the hell down. So you want to assume that the Biden-Harris administration could have done more in response to the inflation onset by the pandemic, even though they did better than every other country in the G7. But when I ask you what they could have done more, you can't give a straight answer. Yeah, the creation of the argument was you saying that Donald Trump has healthcare policy.
No, I didn't. You were the one who started, okay, I'm going to list off Kamala's policies, and I want you to bring me Trump's policies. I didn't create that scenario because I know that I don't know every single fucking one. So why would I create that argument?
So what happened was...
You created the argument.
So what happened was I created the argument of going through the individual policies in each category of each candidate. We started with healthcare. I gave you Kamala Harris's healthcare policy. Then I asked you for Trump's, and then you said, I don't know. Then I was like, there, you got it. Donald Trump doesn't have any healthcare policy. And then you were like, Dean, just because I don't know doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I'm not on Google. I'd have to go find it. And then I was like, okay, so do it, right? But like in that statement there, you saying, I don't know what his healthcare policy, but he definitely has healthcare policy. That is the creation of the argument that we're looking to you to justify.
Sure. Oh, sure. I guess. I don't know. I'm not knowledgeable on that. And I guess, okay, if I'm going to give you an olive branch and say, okay, he doesn't have one, I'm going to agree with you and say he doesn't have one. That to me, that's not, he doesn't have a health policy. Fuck. I guess I got to stop supporting Trump now.
Well, I mean, it's just in response to your original claim that you don't think Kamala Harris had any policy. Here, ask me about like a category of policy that you'd say Kamala Harris didn't have any in.
Dude, I'm saying is...
State like a single category of policy, foreign or domestic, that you don't think Kamala Harris had policy in. Do it.
You're trying to put me in a box.
Dude, I'm just asking you for what's one type of policy Kamala Harris doesn't have? You told me that she didn't have any policy.
I'm sure she had...
specify one type of policy that she didn't have? Okay,
so... By me saying, she didn't have any policies, that must mean 100% concrete fact that I mean she had zero policies. That she just walked in and said, I'm going to give everyone cookies. Like,
yeah, that's exactly what that sentence means.
I said to an extreme.
No, you said she doesn't have any policy. I'm so sorry. Are you saying that when you said she doesn't have any policy, you didn't mean that she doesn't have any policy?
Yeah, it was an over-exaggeration. I mean, that's pretty... Okay. It's pretty obvious.
So then what did you
I don't mean that she has zero
say?
policy.
Okay, I want you to be literal, direct, and specific. What did you mean to say?
Okay, well, you said that I was uneducated for not knowing all the policies that she had brought forth.
That's not what I said, nor that's not what I asked you. So once again, the question that I asked you is when you said that Kamala Harris doesn't have any policy, and that's why she was the worst of two evils.
Yeah, it's not about to answer your question.
That's not what you meant. So what did you mean to say instead?
That, and I'm telling you the answer to your question right now. Don't say that I'm not, because I'm telling you what the answer to your question is right now, is that from what I saw from her campaign, and I watched through her campaign the entire time, and this goes for a lot of people. If you look at a video on of people interviewing people who are voting for Kamala Harris, like why are you voting for her? They would often have the exact same statement that I'm saying now, is that they don't even know. They don't even know. Her whole campaign, I can't say whole. I can't say exactly literal because you're going to take it for a T. No. But most of her fucking campaign was about, women empowerment or whatever the fuck. And it wasn't actually about real shit of why I want this person to be president.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it's not uneducated. It's just that her campaign was not very good. And even leftists agree that her campaign was not good when she failed to win office. They all said that her campaign was not very good.
Okay. So you're saying that her campaign wasn't that good. And in her campaign, she didn't inform you about what her policy was.
Sure, yeah. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Well, so you're wrong. So before the election, because of her campaign, I was well aware that she ran on the economic policy of wanting to cut taxes for 125 million American citizens in the low and the middle class. I also knew that she wanted to increase the child tax credits to $6,000 for the first year of the child's life, $3,600 for the second through the fifth, and $3,000 from the fifth to the 17th. I also knew that according to the Treasury, her policy was estimated to cost around $2.3 trillion, and by increasing the corporate tax rate and marginal tax rates on individuals making at or over $400,000 per year, that she would actually be paying this off over the course of the next 10 years. I also knew that she ran on the social policy of wanting to codify every woman and girl's right to choose access to abortion at the federal level, and the immigration policy of Lankford's border bill that her and Biden tried to get passed of hiring more judges to run more courts on the southern border to expedite legal claims of immigration and naturally disincentivize undocumented entry. I also knew that she ran another related policy, like limiting the amount that any American citizen could pay out of pocket for private pharmaceuticals to $2,000 per year, or as I already stated, giving Medicaid a greater renegotiated ability with private pharmaceutical companies to save our government $500 billion over the course of the next 10 years. Right? Like, these are all policies that Kamala Harris ran on the election that I knew because she ran on them, and she told me what they were, either on the TV, in the debate with Trump, or on her website that she made sure to publicize literally everywhere on all of her social media and spoke about in multiple interviews and sit-downs. Now, if you're telling me that you just simply weren't aware of any of these policies, well,
Dude,
that is
you're
actually
in the political
your
sphere.
fault. That is your fault.
You're in the sphere.
That is,
you live and breathe politics, man.
Don't interrupt me. Very disrespectful. Sit down.
Oh, sure.
This is actually your fault as an uninformed voter, right? And your ignorance doesn't justify your support of a 34-count convicted felon, adjudicated rapist that is actively eroding the social and moral foundation of this country by normalizing rape, by normalizing misogyny, by normalizing racism, while also passing the big, beautiful bill to reduce the purchasing power of over half of Americans and taking health care away from 10 million Americans in the process, and in taking food stamps away from 3 million Americans in the process, while also normalizing hate and violence by uprooting, right, the moral foundation that I think existed under people like Obama and Biden to a certain extent, by specifically targeting individuals on the basis of their race or ethnicity, getting the Supreme Court to approve racial profiling and ICE arrests, and then having undocumented immigrants illegally detained and deported, such as Abrigo Garcia, who was sent to CCOT and then had SCOTUS rule his removal was illegal, or the Venezuelan immigrants that were loaded on planes and deported to CCOT as well. Meanwhile, we had federal judges ruling that they couldn't send them to CCOT because they were granted no right to due process, right? Like, obviously your ignorance does not justify your support of Trump.
Dude, most people are not in the political sphere. Most people don't do this every day and are constantly in the news cycle like you. Okay. Most people
that doesn't change the fact that it's still your
informed
ignorance.
on every single thing.
That doesn't change the fact that it's still your ignorance.
Countless videos on people on your side and the right. I'm not even going to specify. Okay, the left is bad. I'm saying, literally, you can look at countless videos of the left. Why are you voting for Kamala Harris? And they won't know. They don't know what to tell you.
Regardless of what the explanation is for your ignorance, it still doesn't justify supporting Trump.
No, I think he was the lesser of three evils versus Biden and Kamala Harris.
Okay, and why was he the lesser of the evils with Kamala Harris? Because obviously it had nothing to do with her lack of policy. She had a lot of great policy.
Okay, let me give it to you like this. Okay, because you want to ask me, okay, specific, like, what's this policy, what's that policy?
No, I'm just asking you why you think that he was a lesser of two evils.
I'll tell you,
I'm literally just asking you why you think he's a lesser of two evils, given the fact. How about this? Let me ask you a better question. Go ahead and give me an argument to demonstrate that if Kamala Harris had won the election, America would be worse off today. Give the argument, pal.
Okay. I think that when Biden was in office, that the economy went to fucking shit. The economy got terrible. And all that I saw from Kamala Harris was there's going to be a continuation of that.
Continuation of the policy under Biden? Sure.
Yeah, I saw this is going to continue to decline and continue to get worse.
Okay. Well, now you're making a equivocation. Because I actually don't think that the policy of Biden caused the economy to get worse. I think that the policy of Biden caused the economy to get better. So actually, what I want you to do is go ahead and demonstrate how Biden and Harris's policy caused the American economy to get worse.
Dude, and again, and you haven't done this with your other debaters, okay? You haven't asked them for exact specific policies, which
I asked this question.
Crazy.
I've been asking. This is probably
and you know this, and I already told you that. I don't know
dude,
that.
Stop whining. Piss boy, holy shit. This is probably the most frequent question I ask on this live, okay? Right? The most frequent argument for why people were voting for Trump prior to the election, we don't hear as much anymore, is that under Biden, inflation was high. Under Biden, gas costs a lot. The only counter argument I ever give to this position is you cannot basically assume that whatever happens in the American economy is caused by the president, because that is a correlation causation fallacy. Sometimes I will use an example of like unemployment being at an all-time high in April of 2020 at 14.8% under Trump's first term. Then I ask, well, do you blame that on Trump? And you're like, no, which demonstrates that external variables can influence and impact how and what things happen inside of the American economy. So then I ask the follow-up question that if you want to make the argument that Biden and Harris were culpable for like negative macroeconomic trends in 2021 and 2022, then you'd have to explain what they did to cause them. And when I'm asking you, well, what bad economic policy did Biden and Harris pass? In all reality, I'm just asking
Don't
you,
you do?
well,
Don't
what
you
did
say the same
Biden
thing
and
about
Harris
Trump?
do to cause the high levels of unemployment? What did Biden and Harris do to cause the high levels of inflation? That's all that I'm asking.
Listen, man, you just said that Trump being in office makes normalization of grape.
Yes.
Okay, so don't you do the exact same thing when you talk about Trump, even though you just said that there's other factors at play, not just whoever is the president?
Well, the difference is I could give an argument.
Economy and whatever else.
Well, the difference is I could give an argument to prove how Donald Trump being in office normalizes violent sexual abuse against women. But you can't give an argument to prove how Biden
crazy.
being in office caused inflation. Can you?
Isn't it the president's job to is that what part of the president's job to fix the economy? To make sure it's going better with whatever policies, whatever fucking executive orders, whatever he does, that's his job.
Okay, yeah, and I would say that he did that job incredibly well.
Why would you say that?
Because
the economy is shit.
Oh, well, the reason why I'd say that Biden did his
declined.
job incredibly well is because what caused the economy to be really bad wasn't him. It was the pandemic. And I mean, like the levels of inflation we saw were global, not just here in America. They happen in every country. But because of the gallant leadership of the Biden-Harris administration and their awesome domestic economic policy, we saw the quickest rebound from the inflation onset by the pandemic compared to any other country in the G7, right? But your argument is that, well, they actually caused those bad economic trends. How do they cause them?
I don't think they caused him. I didn't say that.
Okay,
I said
well, if they didn't cause them, then why would you blame them?
Under his presidency, the economy went to shit.
Okay, then this is like blaming Trump for COVID because saying, oh, under Donald Trump's first term, COVID occurred. Therefore, it was his fault, right?
No, it's not the same.
Okay, why is it not the same?
Biden was in office, 2020?
Answer my question. Why is it not the same?
I'm trying to answer your dude. You want me to give you, bro? I'm trying to answer your fucking.
You can't answer the question. Why is it not the same?
I actually was going to answer your question.
Why is it not the same to say, even though Biden didn't cause the inflation in America under his presidency?
It is their job to fix it.
Okay, it is their job to fix it. And I would say that they took adequate and appropriate means to fix the inflation. Once again, that argument would be rooted within the fact that we saw the fastest reduction of inflation in America when compared to any other country in the G7. And by the time they left office, we had a lower level of inflation in America than we do now.
Okay, that doesn't make our again. Okay, so basically the house was flooding, but Biden and Kamala managed to fucking put some cardboard together and stop it just a little bit better than some other countries. So that's like
not just a little bit better than some other countries, than every other country in the G7.
So their cardboard trying to cover up the flood is a big gold star in your book.
I don't think that they could have done anything more. What else could they have done? Oh,
dude, I'm not the president. There's
exactly.
I mean, bro,
so you want to assume that they could have done more, even though, sit down, piss boy, sit down, piss boy.
Ridiculous,
so you want to assume, sit down, piss boy,
same thing about Trump.
Sit down. Quite frankly, sit the hell down. So you want to assume that the Biden-Harris administration could have done more in response to the inflation onset by the by the pandemic, even though they did better than every other country in the G7. But when I ask you what they could have done more, you can't give a straight answer.
That's not my fucking job.
Like
I'm
you
not a
are
politician,
using
buddy.
your lack of...
Hit your anxiety pen, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think the only individual that needs...
Oh, I'm going to be a fucking asshole for no fucking reason because
dude,
I think I'm so much smarter than this fucking guy.
You're getting really
Oh my god, like,
disrespectful
dude.
now, bro.
What?
Dude.
What reason do you think that you have to be an asshole?
Dude.
What have I said? What have I done?
Dude, that was really disrespectful of you.
What reason do you think that you have to be an asshole? To be condescending?
You just made fun of my anxiety pen.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, that was really
like,
disrespectful of you.
Who are you to take this high ground? Act like you're so superior.
That was really I'm going to need you to hold yourself with a higher level of decorum
Take
and more
yourself
respect.
seriously. I'm asking you a serious question. You're not funny, bro.
Here,
You're an asshole. You're being an asshole for no reason. What did I say? What did I do?
So yeah, I told you to sit down, piss boy, because I think that you've been like making incredibly like half-assed like anti-intellectual arguments for like why you think that Donald Trump is a good president, right? And I think like obviously the most recent argument that you've given here is like an example of that, where you told us that you think that they mismanaged like the economy under their term. And then I responded to that. I was like, well, what? Their economic policy was great. Which economic policy did they pass? It was bad. And then you try to like blame it on me. You try to make it my fault that you didn't know one of their economic policies. Disrespectful, by the way, piss boy. And then I went on to say, well, like, hey, listen, man. So the inflation that we had in America under their presidency wasn't caused by them. It was caused by the pandemic. And they actually managed that inflation better with their great policy than compared to any other country in the G7. And then you responded to that. And you were like, oh my God, Dean. Well, they could have done more. And then I was like, hey, can you tell me what more they could have done? And then you were like, I'm not a politician. Okay, sir. Well, if you're not a politician, therefore you don't know what more they could have done, then how do you know that they could have done more?
What are you asking me?
If you not being a politician means that you don't know what they could have done more to stop the inflation, then how do you know that they could have done more to stop the inflation?
Because they're the experts, right? That's what they're hired for, right? That's like if I got hit by a car and I went to the doctor, and then the surgeon says, "Oh, there's no more I could have done," but he fucking like attaches your arm to your leg. Yeah, I think you probably could have done a better job.
Oh, okay. So, all right, great analogy. Okay, because like there's people that die in the ER every single day when being operated on by a surgeon or a doctor, and obviously in many of those circumstances, we'd say even though the patient died, the operator couldn't have done more, right? Even though that they're a skilled professional technician. Now, the analogy that you gave demonstrated, right, something that the doctor did to the patient that was wrong or bad, like attaching one of their arms to their legs, right? And in that circumstance, it would make no sense to say that they couldn't have done more, because what they could have done more would have been not doing the stupid bad thing of attaching their arm to their leg. So in the same sense, right, what was the stupid bad thing that the Biden-Harris administration did to like royally fuck over the American economy? What was the bad economic policy they passed?
I made a metaphor.
What's like the
and
equivalent?
And you focus on one individual part and
what is
think
the equivalent?
that's like, I'm standing on that as like, yeah,
what is
they
the
put
equivalent?
an arm where a leg is supposed to be.
Right.
That's definitely what I said,
right.
man.
Doing
that's
something that's wrong, right? Because in your example of like saying that the surgeon could have done more, you specifically said
that's a
that
silly
you had
way to
knowledge
debate, man.
of that surgeon doing something wrong.
You take an analogy.
Piss boy.
Disrespectful fucking anxiety pain. I'm a fucking asshole for no fucking reason because I think I'm so fucking smart.
Somebody's crashing out. Not me, it's you. Check yourself.
Dude, the whole time, you've just been crashing out.
Bro, why are you getting mad at me because you can't answer the question? Oh my God. Dude, little men and their ego complexes drive me insane. I have to put up with this shit all day.
Ego complex.
Every day.
Isn't that what you've been doing this whole time?
Dude,
you've been calling me names. You've been an asshole this whole time for what?
Okay, let's get this straight. When I call you a name like Piss Boy, it's not because I'm egotistical. It's because
it literally is. It literally is. You think you're so much better, bro.
No, listen.
Because you're like having a debate, like, oh, I'm the fuck.
The reason why I'm calling you Piss Boy is because you're being pissy. How many times do I need to repeat that? Okay? Like, Dean being egotistical is not necessary to conclude that you are being pissy as fuck and embarrassing yourself in the process. Okay? I could be Jesus fucking Christ, born again in the flesh, and if you were being as pissy as you are, I would still call you a piss boy, okay? Right? Not my fault that I recognize
How am I being pissy?
For what it is.
By calling you out on disrespect?
Right? I will happily explain to you how you're being pissy after you tell me, right, one thing that the Biden-Harris administration did in the mismanagement of the American economy. You were trying to engage in meta conversation surrounding my personal attacks on your character, including but not limited to piss boy, right, to avoid the question of what did the Biden-Harris administration do that was bad for the American economy. Now, in attempting to facilitate answering to this question, I will promise you that I will not call you a piss boy or personally attack or insult your character until you answer the question. Okay? No more insults, just answer the question.
I don't know. I can't tell you specifically the answer to that very, very specific question that you're asking me.
Great. So if you don't know like anything that they did bad or wrong to mismanage the American economy, then how do you know that they could have done better?
Bro, that's their job. That's their job.
Wait, but their job is obviously going to have like
You think you're
realistic
going to tell me right now that they did the absolute 100% best that they possibly could have done?
I don't think that they reasonably could have done better. Indeed. Prove me wrong.
I don't believe that. And I think that's a matter of opinion too.
Then prove it wrong.
That's just your opinion.
Give reason for your opinion the same way I could give reason for mine. Or are you just telling me that you hold baseless opinions with no speculative evidence whatsoever? Piss boy.
Okay, Anxiety Pin, what is your reason as to why they 100% couldn't have done anything better? They did the absolute best they could possibly do.
Yeah, outperforming every other country in the G7 and passing some of the best policies.
That doesn't mean shit. That doesn't mean shit.
Well, it doesn't mean shit on its own, but well, actually, it does mean shit on its own.
The economy is still trash.
But I was not done speaking.
So just because they outperformed other countries, that means they did the absolute 100% best that they possibly could have done.
That's actually not the only reason. I was still talking and you interrupted me.
Oh, just like you interrupted me this entire time.
Okay, should I just kick you?
Bro, do whatever you want, man. I mean, you don't.
Like, holy fucking shit, you are so goddamn annoying. Like, dude, you asked a question, I start answering the question, you interrupt me midway through, like 4 words in, and you're like, so that's the reason why you think this, even though I wasn't done. And then I was like, hey man,
that's the exact same thing you do.
Not the only reason
that's what you
why
do
I think
to all
this.
of your listeners.
Okay, give me an example. Putting you on the spot.
Bro, you have asked. Okay, answer my question. Okay, let's see.
Motherfucker!
You did it just now, moron.
Jesus
moron.
Christ.
You're a fucking retard. You did it just
now. Oh
now.
my god! Dude! Now the guy that came up here. Now the guy that came up here screaming about respect. The guy that came up here screaming about how we need to be nicer to one another. The guy that came up here screaming about how we just need to be so kind and civil and we need to have good diet. Dude, is now screaming the R word. You know what? Just for old time's sake. Just for old time's sake, let's go ahead and go back to the beginning of that conversation and listen to he was talking and contrast it to, you know, how we left it on. Jay, ask me about like a category of policy that you'd say Kamala Harris didn't have any in.
The plan, she's going to help.
For not being nice enough and so much, bro. As well as
KKK, they were spamming little dick emojis. Okay. The girl right after that, the first thing that she came on and said was, I think, everyone should be nicer to each other and be more respectful. And the first thing I saw was laughing emojis and baby bottle emojis.
So you're misinterpreting the chat, or you're misrepresenting them better off. So when they're spamming KKK, they're spamming KKK in response to me having. What happened to that attitude, man? Where did that go? People who can see, right? That's not KKK.
I just think, and you called a guy a piss boy because you were simply disagreeing with him. He was never rude or disrespectful to you. I think my point is
okay. And there's another misrepresentation. Let's see what his point is. I gave back. You think reason of our in head.
You want me to? Okay. No, I mean just my point is sure, and honestly, yeah, I don't agree with the guy either. I don't agree with what he said either. I just think, and this goes for the left and the right. It goes for whatever your viewpoint is. Unless a person is being disrespectful or rude to you, I think everyone should try to be better. You know, try to be nice. That's just my opinion. I think the chat can be pretty childish.
Okay, so there's where he started. Let's see where he ended.
The answer to that very, very specific question that you're asking me.
Great. So if you don't know like anything that they did bad or wrong to interpreting the chat, or you're misrepresenting them better off.
Oh wait, what the
hell? And if you were being as pissy as you are,
bro, do whatever you want, man. I mean, you don't
like holy fucking shit. You are so goddamn annoying. Like, dude, you asked a question. I start answering. Reason why you think not the only reason.
Bro, you have asked. Okay, answer my question. Okay, let's see.
Motherfucker!
You did it just now, moron.
Jesus
moron.
Christ!
You're a fucking retard. You did it just now.
Oh my god, dude! I swear to God, these goddamn MAGA hypocrites. These MAGA hypocrites, dude.